Welcome to the Slimeside. Today we're going to talk about the giant African land snail species called Archachatina Rhodostoma Benin. This is a very good snail species for beginners. I'm going to tell you why right now. Let's go. I didn't post a lot, and I will show you also the reason for this, because my shop is growing so fast. We have so much work. Look at this. This is where my employee now mostly works. He packs all the packages. I have a snail shop. I'm a snail breeder. And we were also on the news everywhere around the world.
Nhà kho của mình. Chris Buckley sống ở thành phố.
For snails. Chris Buckley.
So you can just imagine this is going crazy. It's totally going crazy. But anyways, this is not the topic today. The topic today is this species. Keep it in this box. It's a 145-liter box. That's actually the best enclosure for that snail. It's not too big. That's why it can live inside. The very big ones, my Günther, for example, Archachatina marginata XXL, you cannot keep in a plastic box because it's too big. I mean, when it's an adult, it's too big for any plastic box. And believe me, I called all the companies that are producing that in Germany, at least, and this is the biggest box you can get. A box which is good for snails, because I'm always testing everything. What do you need for this species? Look at it first. You want to see the snail, of course. So here it is. Very pretty. This is an albino. I also have a different one. Oh, look, there's a baby too. A little snail baby. This one is an adult. They don't grow bigger than that. I mean, snails always grow their whole life, but it's an adult, so it will not grow that much bigger. It has enough space in that box. What you need is soil, coconut soil we use with calcium carbonate. You can also buy that in the shop already mixed together with each other, so you don't have to do anything. Of course, we have the leaves, which is basic for every snail, every land snail. You need the leaves. You have this beautiful plant, but don't get it twisted. Real plants won't last forever in a snail tank. They nibble on it, they eat it, they sleep in it, you know. But once in a while you change it, or you take plastic plants. It's also, that could also be an option. Then you need a big bath. Of course, vegetables and all kinds of different. Sweet potato is always good. Every land snail I know loves sweet potatoes. I mean, we're not talking about the ones that eat other snails. What else is there? That's already basically it. I mean, they love also to climb on this. We also have this in the shop. In German, it's called Fliederholz. I actually don't know the English word for this, but this is very beautiful, actually. Oh, yeah, there is one. You see, the one is sleeping. Is it sleeping? Yeah. So they love to sleep on wood and on natural things or inside the plant. So the reason why this is a good snail for beginners is also it doesn't lay too many eggs, a max of 12 eggs. Then it's kind of curious. You can see it's not too shy. The species comes out also sometimes during daytime. Doesn't have problems with, I don't know the correct term in English. Please help me on that one too. Have building problems, we call it in German. So a lot of snail species have problems when the soil gets too wet. Then they have problems building their shell. And actually, if they one time have these problems, the chances are pretty high that you need to send them to the cooler, send them to rest in peace, because then they cannot grow anymore. They will die. So, but this species hardly ever gets that. I will show you on a different snail, then you know what I'm talking about. But this is what I mean. This is a different kind of species. This is Archachatina fulica. You can see here it dropped. It had a big hole, but it repaired it. But this comes from the soil when the soil is too wet. This one time, it's very hard to help the snail again. You can see the snail try to build, but it doesn't grow. So this is very deadly for the snail, unfortunately, because it cannot grow bigger. It wants to, but it can't, and that's, yeah, the snail will probably die soon. You can see it's actually older than it's big because the shell is already here. You see it has this white color, so the first layer went off, and that's a sign that it's older, or that it's not a lot of calcium in the soil. But actually this is, I think, actually pretty old, but it couldn't grow anymore. Also, the color of the body doesn't look healthy at all. That's the reason why you need to know what species you have or what species you want, so you know how to keep it correctly. But this species hardly ever gets it, so that's very good for beginners. And that's basically it. It's pretty easygoing snail. The box is actually the best way to keep the snail because it needs a high humidity. You don't put any holes in this box. I cannot talk for every plastic box because I'm talking only about this. Different plastic boxes have a different weight on snails. So in some plastic boxes they die, but what I'm selling in this plastic box, no holes. Okay, so like that you can hold the humidity on a perfect level. You don't need to measure the humidity. You don't need heating mat for a box. So no technical stuff you need for this box. When it looks like this, the humidity is correct. So this was it from the slime side of life for today. We have also a coaching now in my shop. So if you're really a total beginner, there's a video call you can book in my shop now, and then we can talk about which snail species fits the best for you, for your personality, because everybody's different. Some people don't have problems with crushing eggs, and they rather have a snail that is not so shy and also comes out at daytime. But or I don't know, every person is so different from each other. So if you need a little consultation, then you can book also the video call. The beginners coaching is in the shop now, and everything else is also in the shop. Could be out of stock, but I hope not. So we see each other next time on the slime side of life. Take care.